we are out here at our new pop location, and we're here at the water tower. The weekend sucked. There's no way that I could have ethically recorded what I did, because it had my nerves pretty much shot to the maximum. And so what we did, if anyone's like, I kind of following the whole story, I guess, but about 1,400 feet that way, there is a basement of a building in which we set up our pop in, and everything was doing just fine. There was a lot of problems. There was a lot of benefits there. There was an aerial. Our fiber came into the pop on an aerial, and we couldn't build fiber out of it very easily because of that. And what we've got here, just kind of do just a grand scheme of why and what happened. So we came in underground. This is us right here, and we run underground the entire way to our handoff now. There's no aerial nonsense going on. So all these poles, as far as I'm concerned, they can just come on down. They can all fall. We are, I guess part of this video will be kind of cool because oh shit, I almost stepped right on that. Would be kind of cool because back at my house we have our solar panels and our solar charge controller. So we're going to be filling the roof of this with solar panels. Excuse me, I think 4 to 8 might fit up there, but we just got 4. And that is the only purpose. Is we did the math on it, and with 4 batteries, four batteries, we can keep our equipment going for 2.48 days. No air conditioning, no AC during that time. So it's still like, hey, we got to figure out what's going on at this pop. By adding the 4 solar panels to the system, it increased the almost an entire day. It was like 0.78 days additional capacity to that. Now, we do come off of the electric over here that services the pumps for the water station, water tower and the water state. So you better believe that's not a normal electric service. They're gonna be on that. If it goes out, let's put it this way: if the entire town loses water for 2 days, they're not going to give 2 shits about the internet. I think that's a fair fact to say. Also, it's a 15-minute drive to get here, and you know, we have 2 days, basically a weekend to get here. This is our vault, and how we're bringing the fiber into the facility. And so basically on Saturday, I'm proud of this. It was a shit show. So in here we have 2 air conditioning systems set up. This is still a work in progress. It's like what's the most important. But this is our pop that we just moved, and I'll take you through it, and I'll take you through some of the upgrades, and I'll tell you what, maybe we can just, if I know how to even do that, power. Let me just turn that off for a second. There we go. And all you hear right now is the OLTs and the Arista running. And so I'll kind of take you through what we did. This is 9 feet tall up here, so kind of go like that. Basically, these fibers right here is what used to go to our old hut. We cut them over live into this hut. That right there is just my first pond build, not active or nothing. That's just for building purposes. And this Arista right here, it's not powered on. I don't think it's even screwed into the rack yet, but this is the switch that was actually in the old pop. And what I did was I took the configuration off of it, I loaded it onto the new Arista, So that way it actually shaved roughly 10 minutes, in between 10 and 12 minutes off of the movement here, because that's how long it takes to turn these switches on. So my first plan was actually to take this switch out of the pop, bring it over here, power it on, then go do the splices. But because we have so many of these, it made more sense to just kind of do it that way. This switch is going to live here as the spare. It's a cold spare right this second, but that is only until our battery systems get here, which they're at my house today, and they should be that should be just part of this video. We can go unbox it. I probably have to unbox it to get it in my house. We got 4 solar panels and a whole 43 amp solar charge controller coming. So passive, I'll show you some of the passive stuff that we kind of got going on here. Originally, when we built this 3 years ago, coming here to Princess Anne, I actually had, right here, single gig DWDM, and I had 2 of them. So coming to this town, originally, over our DWDM mux, I'm sorry, this is the demux, I had 2x1 coming here, and it never passed 300 meg, and that was just people running speed tests, really. That was when this was a spoke. Now this spoke has become a hub, and we've converted to 10 gig. So this is the new 10 gig channel right here. These 2 waves are going to be eliminated, and as you can see, they are already eliminated pretty well. So coming in, we've got our 8-channel mux. This is an expandable, demux is an expandable demux. I say demux because it's the odd channels on the single, and it is God, this phone's not, there we go. A mux is the odds, a demux is the evens. So the far end of this link right there, that goes to Salisbury from Princess Anne. That's like, 15 miles. I'm getting a -6 on my optic. Now, coming into the site, I'm using this switch as an OEO. This is an OSPF OEO. I mean, it's not a true OEO because I'm taking it into a layer 3 switch. This is a more economical way of doing it. So we're coming in OSPF, we're leaving out to Pocomoke here. Pocomoke is the next spoke on the hub. This, we put in the 16 channel version. Now the numbering sequence on this is a little different. You'll see C21, C22, man, focus, dude, there we go. Now you will not, this is kind of confusing me a little bit. C21 goes to C65 on the far end, so Google it because I had to, and it pissed me off really bad. These are really efficient muxes. Out of this hub, we also have another spoke. This is the second spoke to Hawks Plaza. This is a 90 unit apartment complex that currently is running off a single 1 gig DWDM optic. It's a 90 unit apartment complex, but only half of them or something have service. Hang on, let me answer this call. Alright, it was some telemarketing nonsense. They got me. But just to kind of keep going with what we were doing, Salisbury in, Pocomoke out, Hawks out. These are running 10 gig optics, 10 gig. I'm sorry, this is a 1 gig. But these are 16 channel muxes in disguise. You can get the other half of it with the expansion. Come out of the expansion down here to another shelf, expansion to line, and then you get the other 8 ports. This is like a Lego version. Install this if you don't know what your plan is. And now, never again, I'm always going to be installing this version. This is the OLT4 that actually came out of the pop. This had live customers on it. This had roughly 35 customers. I'm just going to throw that number out there. I mean, it was like not a lot, but not a little either. And we went ahead, because the way we went from the way we had to do it, this all used to run on one PON. I split the PON in half, and I put this 4-way. This is here temporarily until the shelf comes in, so don't hate on me on that. Come on. Split the PON, so PON number 1 has 32 customers on it. PON 2 has 3 customers on it. But if you look at it on a map, where they're physically located, it makes a whole lot more sense. And this is a single 10 gig DAC that is feeding it out of my Arista. This is our new OLT8. We've moved to these exclusively now. I'm never going to get the 4s again for a bunch of reasons. This is one of the cool reasons right here of why the 8 is better. You can get 2 10 gigs to make a 20 gig lag. We're never ever going to get 20 gig of capacity over this, but it's more like I can unplug this, I can move it to a 40 gig, I can move the whole device physically without disconnecting customers. There's some benefits. The DAC cable breaks, switch port malfunction, I don't know. There's positives to it, but on the back of this device, I'll show you in a second, that's really where the positives really are. Now, because this all came over, we removed the equipment, we cut the fiber. Salisbury, 15 miles away, Pocomoke, 18 miles away. I had this this link back functioning in roughly 41 minutes. Hawks Plaza, same hustle, about 40 minutes. They were back up online. And then unfortunately here, the actual town that I'm in, because of the OLT situations, I had some work to do splicing the additional fiber here and getting this back functioning. They were down for about an hour and 13 minutes. So in my haste of putting this all back together, I'm pretty happy with how it laid out. You know, we got the waterfall going on, and as that trunk comes down, the fibers are breaking out to do their various tasks. And at the same time, fibers are coming back in to perform additional tasks, like the DWDM filter. These all came with the rack, so it's an old setup, I like it. And bam, bam, bam. Unfortunately, this one, the actual most important one, I'm really pissed off about. I didn't get it on the right side. So I could either make it look like dog shit going across this way, or I have a, down here, I have a wire guard kind of thing for fiber, for coiling up slack and whatnot. And I'll probably just do that. Because this is a relatively important patch cable. Our temporary battery situation, it's just fine. It's not really that big of a deal. This battery right now is running the Aristas. This battery is running the OLTs. And we have 2 AB power going on here. And I'll take a peek. This is equipment that I actually removed out of the old pop. We had a storm coming in one time, and I went and just bought all these from Walmart and had them charged at the pop just in case. It was just all I could get my hands on in a short amount of time. These are the S9, the FS3900s. These are fanless switches. They stopped making these, I believe. They don't have much weight to them, but they have 4 40 gig SFPs, and they will accept long range optics, which is for the price, it's pretty cool. The other positive, for a fanless switch, they do have 2 power supplies too, which, I mean, again, for $400, for the price point, you really can't beat that. Back here on the business end, we've got our power supply number 2, power supply number 1, all the way through the system. is one's battery, one's not. One battery, one not. So the Ubiquity 8, this is why it's so badass, is because there's 2 actual power supplies. And let's just pull one out, just so you can see it. It's a physical power supply. You can remove it, you can replace it. It does not affect the customer at all. But they don't send you both of them. So you buy the LT for $1,700, and you still have to get this for another $100. Got my 2 power supplies. They will run on mixed voltages. So I can run this one at 120. I can run this one at 208. I can run this one at 208. I can run this one at 240. Pretty cool, because it doesn't matter when you're trying to like get your equipment on. You don't have to think at all. The OLT4 doesn't have any of that niceness. It does have 2 power supplies, and it's mostly useful for just replacing a battery, because it's a little janky how they went around doing this. But I've got 1 power supply at 120, 100 to 240, so I can put anything I want into it. The other one accepts 24 volt DC. So just get this power brick. It's not a Ubiquity product. They don't make it. I got that off Amazon, and that allows me to basically, it allows me, I can take this cable, and I can plug the I can hook a battery up to that. I can then unplug this, move it around, and I don't know, it gives you some features. I have chosen to put that on the battery, and then this on line power. And I'll tell you why we do that, because honestly, 9 times out of 10, these pieces of shit, these batteries fail all the time. Not the APC ones, the Cyber Power and the Trip Light. They're just junk. And I don't think it's always junk, because you could buy 3 of these, and one of them will work like better than you could ever even imagine, and 2 of them will die the first time the lightning storm or something. But yeah, that's pretty much our hustle going on now. Nice build, you know. This is for management purposes. This is janky again. Come on, I know this is janky. I got my 1 gig SFP. I plug it in. I got my management VLAN that I'm shipping in from out of town. And don't give me shit about that. Come on, that's just a patch cable that's just coming over to the management interface. I know there's like 4 ways better to do that. But ultimately, this cable is going to be removed once I'm done here, and the SFP comes with me to the next the next hub, spoke that we're building, which it's going to slide in right here, and that's going to take us to Crisfield, Maryland, and yeah, that's going to be fun, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if it will or will not be fun. So that should be on the other side of that. That gives me ADD. But alright, well, cool. So I guess we can go take a peek, if you guys want, at some solar equipment. It's at my house, and hell, I've installed it once before. I've got solar panels on my house that I installed, and a wind turbine, so it's not going to be that complicated. But it will be nice to go from a 4-hour battery situation to roughly a 3-day battery situation, and that'll be taking place in the next 3 days here. So cool. I'm sorry I could not video any of this. There's no way, dude. It would have, like, instead of the customers being down for 2 hours or whatever, I mean, it would have been inconsiderate to the customers. I don't know. It's hard to think sometimes. Sometimes doing a video like this, though, it helps my brain think about it, because what I'll do is I'll load all this on the computer or whatever, and then I'll like listen back to it just to make sure I didn't say anything that was like incorrect or, you know, hell, hate crime, I don't know, and just to make sure that everything was right. And then that helps me actually in the evening think about then what I'm doing tomorrow. So it helps my ADD. So, yep, not bad considering. We just upgraded our network to be, I mean, hell, we can run 160 gig now over these muxes. And that's on just a single fiber. So if we upgraded to a 2-fiber system, this could go up to 1.6 terabit if we got the the 2 muxes on both ends. So yeah, considering, yeah. So anyway, everybody, hope you guys had a good weekend. I didn't, but I'm having a great Monday. So just got home, and we got our nice purple shutters going on now. Yeah, we got a pretty colorful house going on. But we got our 4 solar panels. These are 800 watts. That's going to go on top of the pop. Just got that today. And then let me show you what happened yesterday. It was pretty fucked up, man. So I let's not get hit by a car. I have had between me and my neighbors, our cars have been hit 5 times on this road. And look at this shit, man. So it's pretty shitty because it actually dented the actual body there. There's no replacement on that. But you know, sometimes you can't win them all. But yeah, they drove 25 miles an hour up the street and crashed right into the back of this car here. Bumper's fucked. But what are you gonna do? You know, I found this on eBay. It looks like I can get a new headlight for about $600. It's a 1982 380 SL, a US version. So, yeah. Ain't that some shit, man? Dude shows up. They don't speak English. The cops come. They don't get in any fucking trouble. It's bullshit, dude. But yeah, you can see looking down on it that the bumper took the hit, and it's actually quite easy bumper to replace, easier than a normal vehicle, because this is back when bumpers actually were meant to take a little bit of a hit. So yeah, we're gonna get that thing pulled up into the driveway and take it apart, take all that apart there and see what happened. But yeah, dude didn't speak English until the cops got here. Once the cops got here, they spoke a little bit of English. But you know, it sucks, man. Just I don't know. This guy, I don't know, he spoke like Creole or French or some shit. I understood a few of the words, but you know, just because he that's where the car was parked, and he drove up the street, up the hill, 25 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour, and just crashed right into the back of it. And then stayed there until the cops got here. But yeah. So that, because that guy did that, I probably lost $5,000, I'd say, probably ish. So yeah, that's some bullshit. You can't win them all, but you're definitely gonna lose most of them, you know. But all right, well, I'm glad everybody hung out. I just got the solar panels today. I thought I was getting everything, but the charge controller is still coming, so hopefully it gets here soon.